After an avalanche on Monday, Lee Canyon is preparing to reopen tomorrow. The ski resort was forced to shut down, cleaning up 33 inches of snow that fell over the course of 48 hours. With another 11 inches forecast to fall tonight, they are warning of possible delays or a staggered opening tomorrow. They're also telling drivers prepare for road restrictions.